Hey, welcome back. As you already know, this is the Top of the Bridge pod. My name is Big Rob, and today I have with me Edwin. This episode is titled The Top Four Clash. Big game coming up on Sunday,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're ready for it. What do you think about the international break that just passed? More so the only Chelsea player that was really in the spotlight was Palmer,
Yeah.
because according to critics, he wasn't really performing when he went to go play for England. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think the players all did great, but Palmer was one that I think there was a lot of talks about. Going into the break, there were some talks that he may be playing left back, but I didn't think that was going to happen. Yeah, yeah, because the England don't have any left back, so
Yeah,
realistically, it would have been Saka because Saka used to play left back.
yeah,
But what happened was Lee Carsley tried to get as many attackers into that first game against
that
Greece.
first game was I don't
Yeah,
know.
and it's like sometimes just be careful for what be careful of what you wish for. Everybody's like, take off the handbrakes, play all the good players. So I think he had Bellingham, Saka, Foden, Palmer,
Yep.
four of those at the same time. And personally, I don't like that. I think players do well when they have a focal point, somebody to play off of.
So with that first game, my personal take was just the way he set it up. He could have played all four of them, but it's just the way he set it up that was weird.
Right,
Because
right.
he didn't really have that striker in that first game to start, but he had Watkins on the bench, I think. So
And
just put
Solanke.
Watkins up top, Palmer behind him, Foden on the left, Saka on the right. Bellingham plays just a little deeper. That would have worked fine.
Yeah,
But I don't. Hey, that's not me
yeah.
personally. I don't ever want England to win anything.
We've always had a lot of players historically from Chelsea playing for England, so I have always wished them well,
Yeah,
because if they do well, then there's like a lot, like there's less heat on our boys. So when they come back in, they're ready to go, ready to fight for Chelsea. So
yeah.
that is why I want England to do well. So I almost like adopted them as my second team, just like
Me,
how back in the days. Go
it's
ahead.
just because a couple years back, I told one of my friends Ghana is gonna win some sort of title for England. So I need that to happen.
Bro. Well, England has been to, I think, what, two finals and two
every
semifinals,
time,
maybe.
every time they make it to the finals, I'm just like, please
You're
lose, please
sweating,
lose.
bro. You made a very tough take, because Ghana may
Yeah,
not even make it to AFCON next year, so it's
what
looking rough, bro.
I don't even want to talk about Ghana right now. But so with so with the England game, the first one, so we kind of all agree the coach messed it up for the whole team with the way he set them up. But what about the second game? He kind of set them up right. They did get the win, but Palmer didn't perform in that game. What would you think was the problem over there?
Yeah, see, I always there are some players that I always consider to be above form, right? So it doesn't matter how trash everybody plays. There are certain players that I always think will do well. Palmer is like starting to be in that you know bucket for me right now. So I was
Okay.
very surprised that he did not do well. And sometimes maybe finally the pressure got to him. I'm not sure, but it just they just gave him the England Player of the Year, so the expectations probably just heightened. And I'm thinking that when English people make you and they put you under that microscope, man, they can easily break you too. So
Yeah.
he was okay, nothing great, but he wasn't like, I'm not going to say he was terrible, but I think
Yeah.
his standards have gone high. So people expect this level here, but he's only what 21, 22, so it's normal.
So for me in that second game, I feel like he was okay. He didn't do
Yeah,
anything extraordinary. He wasn't bad, but it was just his position and probably instructions. because he doesn't play like that naturally, especially when he's at Chelsea. He has this free role.
Right.
Once you let him play at, like in that free role position, or if you want to restrict him to the middle. He performs that way.
Correct.
But in that second game, when I watched it, he was somewhat just restricted to the right side, track back, help on defense, stuff like that. So I feel like that's why he wasn't like, a superstar in that game, but he wasn't bad.
Right. Yeah, and you see that the coach made the sub and brought in Nani, right?
Yeah.
And Nani did well because he does well against people who are
Yeah.
defending.
Yeah. And even with Nani, that's his thing. Like he
Right.
loves to just stay wide and then get the ball and then.
Right.
But yeah.
So then I kind of saw people saying, well, Nani came in and he was doing well. They play in the same team, but then as you were saying, he has freedom at Chelsea. Unfortunately, he also he had Saka, Foden, and then Bellingham, especially Foden and Bellingham. Those two have a lot of freedom too, which means that they were just like on top of each other in that first game.
It's
and then
just too many superstars.
Right. And then in that second game, at least Kane being present and having that focal point eliminated everybody from how far they can get past a certain level, right? So it allowed for some structure, whereas the first one was just like everywhere. And I think again, he was not special. He was not the Cole Palmer we all know, but he did what he could do. I'm just hoping that England does not do what they normally do, which is they make you this big guy, then they bring you right back down. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully not.
So there was this screenshot going around about the team and how you. So right now, actually from this morning, I think Enzo had a press conference. Yeah, he did. It was this morning, and everybody's available to play. But he did mention that some players cannot play twice a week.
Right.
With Reece James, I think he said Chilwell, and also Lavia. I think he said these guys are available to play. They just can't play twice a week, like play Premier League or play Conference League, stuff like that. So he's still like managing their minutes, but everybody's available. And there was the screenshot that last season around this time we had X amount of players that were injured, and then people are saying is it the coach's fault and how he's training, or like how he's using the players, or is it like the medical staff? Like there's something changed? What do you think? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a very interesting topic to me because the list that was going around, I think it had Lavia, Nkunku, James, Chilwell, Bettinelli, who is non-factor because he doesn't really play. And then there were a couple others. And I don't think, I know that people want to say maybe it was Pochettino's way that he trained may have caused it. But if you look at the fact that his Spurs team had like the same 14, 15 players that he rotated every game. So, and they were not always hurt. Kane gets hurt. So, Kane was hurt recently. So Kane is just Kane, right? But for the most part, I feel like that list had players who were either injury prone or were bought injured or were just coming off an injury when they came in. So it's like, it's not a fair assessment of if it's like the coach's tactics or not, right? Example, Lavia, last year Chelsea bought him hurt, and he didn't play but 45 minutes all of last year. Chilwell, he was coming off an injury from when he was at Leicester, came in here and he's been on in and out. James, the less said. And then Nkunku was coming off a big injury before we signed him. After he had a good year after that, but we signed him after a big injury. So there's the body is still healing completely. So I think that adds to the fact that if a coach goes hard with these players, there's a chance that something could happen. And even Nkunku's injury was a very freak one last year. They were playing in USA and some kind of tweak, and then that was it.
Yeah, it was weird. That injury was weird.
And he was supposed to be out for like what 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then and it just kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
So
All right. Let's add Dr. D real quick.
all right.
Our usual latecomer just joined us. Welcome, Dr. D. Welcome.
Yo, how y'all gonna diss me like that? Talking about usual latecomer, man.
The evidence is there.
The bell has rang. You just
Oh,
coming
really?
in.
He said
The
evidence. Dang.
the viewers know.
What?
They got receipts, which you don't.
Anyways, welcome. Today we're taking it light. Nothing major. We're obviously gonna talk about Liverpool game, but right now we're talking about the list of players available. Poch said, why am I saying Poch? And Enzo said in his press conference today that everybody's available, but only a few players are going to be managed with like time played, saying they can play multiple games a week and stuff like that.
Right.
And then also there's that list of players that's going around about same time last season where we had all these players. I think it was like 8 or 9 players that were injured at the same time. What's your take on that? Do you think it's the way the coach was using the players or training the players, or does it have something to do with the players themselves, or maybe like the medical team? What do you think?
It's a cycle to me. It's life. Some things do happen, and like somebody would say, maybe out of pure luck. We can look at that too. But at the end of the day, everything that has a beginning has an end, right? And it looks like he's walked in at a perfect time, right? A lot of things have been done actually prior to that. I mean, I think there's been a change in the medical staff at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been a lot of changes. And then when you look at certain players like Fofana, he was literally out for 2 years straight. So someone like that, I mean, honestly, I'm not expecting to continue to be out that long. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's gonna come back now. At what point is he gonna get another, break? Knock on wood, or we pray against it. It doesn't happen, so we see his full potential because we never really had a chance to see it. And then you have folks like Ben Chilwell. I guess because he's not playing, maybe he's not playing as much, so maybe that has helped him stay fit. And then you're looking at Cucurella was literally also injured for some time, and then lost form and all of that in between. Now we're seeing the outcome of him being out. So I think in entirely, I say like when you look at a player like the whole squad, right, the whole management of the team, they took chances, right? Certain players, they could have probably given them some shots and told them to go ahead and go play. They took a chance and said, you know what, sit down, get yourself better, come back and be better. That's what they did with Nkunku. That's what they did with Lavia. That's what they did at some point, even with Reese. Reese, I think it was easy to make that call because of the form that Gusto came in with. So,
yeah,
so we're looking at all these guys, and I feel like, yes, we want to talk about luck. We want to talk about player. Right now, it's management. Right now, it's on management. You see what I'm saying? Like before, yes, but right now, it's just pure management. How is he going to utilize them? How many minutes is he going to give them? I mean, you could come in 1 minute, 2 minutes, and still be injured. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it's how he's doing his rotations, how he's bringing them in slowly. And I think, for lack of better words, I want to say he's doing a good player management or team management. He's letting them know, look, I don't need you. The team don't need you. We can perform well without you. I don't need as many players to play, so I can rest you. I can rotate you. I think he's having a conversation with them individually because, I mean, we all agree. How do you look at a player like Nkunku and say, sit on the bench? Or, we know this is happening because of his history of injuries. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? I think man management is coming into play and in a at a perfect time.
Yeah, I agree. Me personally, I wouldn't like put the blame on anybody or give anybody specifically
Right.
the praise. I just think like it just happened to be all around this time where everybody's just back, and then whenever they were injured, it was just the time where everybody was injured. It just happened. That's my thinking, but that's my thinking on this one. I don't think it's anything specific or any like particular reason. All right. So with the team, the way the team is now, and the way all these players that we have available and everything, who who do you guys think is like helping the team, like individually, their performance mainly on the field? I don't know what they're doing off the field, but like so far we've had what 7 games in the season. Palmer obviously is doing his things. Jackson has done his things sometimes. Other days he does his other things. Same with Nani and the defense and all of that. Who do you think or what do you think about the individual player performance?
Um,
Even those who come off the bench.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like some players will need to be on the bench, right? And they've accepted the current roles that they're playing. And I think there's probably some type of timetable to the madness, right? Or to the situation where, oh, you're gonna play for a bit off the bench. Sometimes we're gonna switch you up, you're gonna be in, somebody's gonna be on, that type of stuff. I think it's happening, right? And it's helping them. And for me, for any player to accept that type of status, as in wait here on the bench, because you look at Neto and Madueke, they both feel they need to start. They both feel they need to play. How do you talk to somebody that accepts? So for me, anybody who accepts their role to come off the bench in this current climate with the team, it's a key player because when they decide to suck, it's going to affect the whole team, right? Their behavior or response to it will affect the whole team. Now, with that said, I would give a big kudos to one player whom on our various platforms we've come at this guy, called him all kinds of names, called him out of his name that his mama gave him, labeled him all kinds of things. Cucurella. What he's doing, he's been the most consistent player on the team outside of, in fact, the most consistent because Cole has had a bit of an off moment, but he's been outstanding, holding the defense together, sliding in when he needs. He's just been on a tear like crazy. Outside of maybe getting a bit mauled up in the first game, but even that's okay. He's been amazing,
and he's been consistent with his yellow cards too.
Man, how many yellows do you need to be out there? Is it 5?
Yeah, 5.
It's easy
five
to
yellow
get
cards.
yellow cards
In the first 7 games.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's a
it's
lot,
easy.
bro.
No, with the new rules, it's easy. Look, he had a yellow because somebody shoved him, and then he shoved back. What would you do? Anybody? Look, I looked at the clip, right, and I'm like,
But here's the thing, though. If you know the rules, just relax.
No, we both understand that.
I know, like in the heat of the
saying.
moment, stuff happens. But yeah, all right.
The league can't take the fun out of the game. That's a fun part of the game. Like you taking it out. Like we gotta have a confrontation. We need to have a confrontation on the field. Like we need that. It's part of the drama. It's part of like over years we talk about Messi and Ronaldo don't get along, bro. They have good respect for each other, right? We need that type of drama on the field. Like sometimes folks pick on me. I pick on them on our platforms, bro. We need it, right? We needed to create some type of event. Like we need it. It's positive for the game. Like you shove me, I shove you back. It's not like I punched you. It's okay.
All right. Understandable.
On the yellow card, Cuckoo just has like a very what is it? I think it's kind of like a whiny attitude, right? It's like he's always like in somebody's like whenever there's like any type of fight, he's bound to be there. Tom Brata.
He's definitely an instigator.
You're right, but on your topic though, honestly, there's only one player that I honestly want to put as like the top performer on the team right now, and it's Cuckoo. Palmer, that game against Brighton is what honestly like brought him up for me. Before then, I think I would even say Nani and Jackson were above Palmer, right? But now after that Brighton game, he usurped them, and now we have I think it's Cuckoo by himself up there. Then you have the Palmer. Then you have the layers of like the Nanis, Jacksons, Caicedos, and all that kind of stuff. But I really think that the guy has really, really just come back stronger than ever imaginable, right?
Bro, he's playing better than he was at Brighton, man.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
And
so quick question. You guys saw that picture where it had all the players and then their ratings so
yeah,
far this season. So according to this picture, I don't know who made this picture, but according to this, the top players right now: Colwill, Cucurella, Palma, Sancho, and Nkunku. Is there anyone in this list that you think should be dropped down to the good category? So it's top, good, most improved, must improve, and then bad.
yes,
And keep only 2 people up there. The rest of them drop them.
yep, easily.
And you know
And-
that who I'm talking about.
All right. So
Yeah.
so who are you? So Cucurella and then Palma.
yes,
Okay. Me personally, I would move Jackson from the good to top because it's based on this season, right? I know I've been talking a lot about Jackson
yes, you have.
and the way he some of the chances he misses and stuff like that.
Right.
But this season so far, his impact to getting us where we're at, the top 4 right now, it's up there. Like honestly, if it was anybody else playing that striker role, we probably wouldn't have however many goals from all the goals that he scored and assisted. So this season so far, even though like I don't think he's like top striker, but just in the first 7 games and the way the team has performed and where we're at now, I think he's had a very impactful part to play. So I would put him at top.
Wow. Okay,
Bro,
that's a
you
big
sound
shout.
like Donald Trump. You sound like Donald Trump on that. Bro, what are you talking about? First of all, actually, you know what? Let's just take it backward a bit. What is the key? Who is top? What makes somebody at top? What places somebody in top? Who's good? I just want to know that part so I can decide.
Well, this
play from
picture
Trump.
they didn't really explain why they put who where. Right now, it's just up to us and what we think.
Okay.
So he just went by what people have been doing. I watched the list, right? So Nkunku is in the top because the games that he has played in, which is against the second tier teams, he has still performed, right? He has like a hat trick. He has 2 goals in the qualifiers. He has, I think, a goal in every round of the ECL. So
Yeah.
and then he has 1 goal against Bournemouth, which give us the 3 points, right? So he has performed in his league, let's put it that way. But should we consider the level of competition, or should we just take it for what it is? Because he can only play who.
Hey, take it for what it is.
There we go.
I wouldn't put Nkunku as top.
Right.
But you put Jackson. Yeah. We get it.
Yeah, sure. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. If we're saying okay, we can only put 5 players at top, I would definitely swap Jackson for Nkunku.
I would drop Colwill. I would drop Sancho, and then I will put Jackson.
Nkunku so far, other than the game where he got us the 3 points, all the other games, like you said, it's been lower tier teams and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't think it's anything special when you go score a hat trick in Conference League at this stage.
Okay.
Against these teams, I don't even remember the name of the team.
You think
It was against Barrow in the
hold on.
League
You
Cup.
think that's easy, huh?
No, see, I'm not saying it's easy.
No. I'm asking you a
saying the
question.
level.
Like based on what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Those teams,
It's-
right?
It's 100% easier than to score a hat trick in those games versus scoring against Man City versus
Okay,
scoring
how
against
many
Timberwolves.
chances were created for him to score that? That you got to look. You need to look at that, right? So you're saying a player can go in a Premier League, get a
Mhm.
chance. You and me, goalie, you're here, I'm here, and I miss,
Mhm.
and that person is top over somebody that created a goal and scored.
And Kunku has missed hella chances too.
How many?
Oh, I don't remember the exact
So
number,
is it?
but
Would you say it's difficult just
he's not
because?
he's not
Just
putting away
because.
his chances.
Hold
He's
on.
not putting away every chance.
Okay, hold on. You're playing against. Let's say you're playing. So you're saying the teams that we played,
Uh-huh.
Nottingham is better than them. That's what you're saying.
Obviously,
Because Nottingham Forest is in the league, is in the Premier
yeah,
League, so they're better than them. Is what you're saying. I
yes.
guarantee you, they're gonna go play them and lose. They're gonna go play them and lose. You know why? Because they're not gonna play a low block. They're gonna go open up and they're gonna get eat. So,
No, the reason why they will go play and lose, right,
uh-huh,
is because they will use the same players they have in the EPL, same
uh-huh.
starting 11, because they don't have the team depth like we do to go
Okay.
field a whole brand new 11.
So that's why they will lose.
That's why we have it easy. I promise you.
Also,
You're always
Forest
going
is
in.
not going to lose to Barrow. Don't
No,
Hey,
say that.
yeah,
hey,
that's what I'm saying.
they
So
can't. They
that's
can't.
why we have it easy. I don't think they will lose, but that's why we have it way easier. Because the players will play in the Premier League, they get to rest. Those who didn't really play minutes, they're coming in fresh.
So,
These
so the
teams are
point I'm trying to
probably
make is,
bringing
as a
the same
striker,
11. These teams are probably bringing the same 11 that played on the weekend in their regular league to come play again.
normal. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not normal. It's fine. It's expected.
So we've
But
been playing. Okay, so if you look at Chelsea, right?
uh-huh.
All the teams we've been playing, minus maybe the top teams, right? Let's say Forest. Forest have been fielding the same players. When we go up against them, we can make like 6 subs. We can have a rotation of players, right? And then play. So they also seeing different versions of Chelsea or different type of players. If we're not using the same players all the time, they're using the same. All the low tier teams in the EPL are using the same faces every single week. That's what
Forest
they're
does
doing.
not though.
But
That's about.
they're not playing. They're not playing 2 games a week though.
Right.
Whether
Okay,
they
all right.
play,
Let's
whether they play
bring
2
this
or
back
not,
to
I don't
the
care.
main point. Okay. So Nkunku can only play what is in front of him, right? So
Yeah.
if based on that, if he's rated as top, I don't fight it, but I think you have to also at some point consider who he's
The difficulty.
playing against, right? So I'm not gonna say like, man, I'm like 100% saying he should be on the top, but I can see why you want to put him as good or in between. I get that. You have to acknowledge that. It's simple as that, right?
Right.
But if you have to drop somebody, Koval has to come out. Koval is not top.
Yeah, he's sketchy, man. He's sketchy.
He's not top.
Yeah,
He's sketchy.
that's true. But the reason I feel like the reason why he's seen as top is because this season he's done way better than he did before.
Everybody.
The first 2 games or 3 games, he was shaky though. So it's like if you're going based off that, like
that's what I'm saying.
But then now, like let's say the last game or last 2 games, I remember. I don't remember what game it was, but one of the games, people were like, "Oh, their man of the match will be Cole."
Yeah,
Stuff like that. I think that is because of stuff like that, and that's why I'm saying we should put Jackson because of the impact.
Right.
I'm definitely not saying Jackson is a better player than Nkunku.
You can
no
say
way.
it. You want to say it, you can't.
No, there is no way. There is absolutely no way. Jackson is better than Nkunku.
Even if you tried, you can't.
Impact so far.
No, but I think Nkunku, when he gets the chance to play in EPL, if he takes it, Jackson is going to the B team.
Well, we'll see. Because
the only thing though,
far, we've seen Nkunku can't play as striker.
He can't.
So
and Maresca has made it kind of clear that you cannot take Cole from where he is right now. So you have to compete with Jackson. And as far as Jackson keeps delivering in the PL, Nkunku might have to keep fighting for the
Yeah, but
scraps.
he doesn't. Y'all need to get this though. He doesn't want to put Nkunku to do the dirty work that Jackson does. There's the difference. It's not because Jackson is a better striker than Nkunku is. That's not the point. The point is, Nkunku's when you look at his injury track, right?
Mhm.
If he plays it, the things that Jackson does on the field, he's chasing after every ball in the front, left, right, forward, back, like he's fighting. If you put Nkunku to do the same thing, trust me, you between the two of us, all three of us, bro, he will be injured by the end of the game. If he plays the same way, but he needs somebody to fight it from the front, to start pressing from the front and start doing the work. And that's what Jackson is giving. And he's utilizing that, do the dirty work, get to some point, we pull you out, and then he comes in and do whatever he needs to do. When the going get tough, you make changes, you make adjustments to the team. And I feel like those are some of the things that's happening now. That's what's put him up there. It's not because it's a management of Nkunku's injury situation. Obviously, I agree. Yes, position wise, at Red Bull, was he playing Leipzig or whatever? Was he playing at
He
top?
wasn't playing striker. Nah,
Yeah,
He was
on the
playing
left wing.
behind the
he was
strike.
playing like a false nine or
Exactly.
even a
Yeah. So and then there's multiple positions in the team now. Who do you pull? Who do you say, hey, I'm not giving you the chance to play? I mean, something got to give. And his
Yeah.
injury didn't help him. Jackson
Right.
has picked out form. We want him to maintain it, but he
Right.
cannot go back and be missing or whatever. Like we need him to stay up top and do what he's doing, do the dirty work. We switch you around. Other players get excited as well. It's a competition, dog eat dog. Let's get it out.
Yeah, and as far as Chelsea keeps winning, I don't think anybody's really going to complain too much. When you're winning, people don't really complain because they're part of a winning team. And
Yeah.
I think I vaguely read an article last week where somebody had asked Nkunku about his time at Chelsea now, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to keep fighting for my time and to get play times and all that." So yeah, the attitude is right. And again, when you're winning, these kind of things are good. The going is great. Now, if it were to get tough and the losses start coming in, that's when it gets tougher. But I'm hoping that for our sake, everybody keeps winning. Because see, people don't even want to come podcast because we're winning. They have nothing to talk about.
All right. So Super Sunday, Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield.
I'm gonna miss that game, man.
Thank God. I will be back from church before the game starts. Please,
That's
Dr.
good.
D, do not watch the game at church. Please. Please. I am begging you now. Please. Just come back and watch the highlights.
Hey, I was supposed to have a major role probably during the service. I pulled myself out of it. I'm like, nah, somebody else got to handle that. Yeah.
Yo, man, D, I'm a little bit.
Watch the game at church, please.
I was going to do a live watch for this game, but you're not going to be home.
Yeah, I can't. Man, I wish the game. I don't know why we playing too many games. All the big games, if you look at them, we playing on Sundays. All the big games. I think Arsenal is on a Sunday too.
Super Sunday, man. Super Sunday.
Man.
You just talk to the pastor, tell him to move the service time a little earlier. Get it out of the way.
Think that, man.
Anyways, what do you guys think? Is the team set up and ready for Liverpool? Considering we have 2 people suspended, so now the back line is going to change. Liverpool's attacking force is incredible. On defense, they're okay. Our attacking force on counter attacks, we're good. In Liverpool, they don't really have speed like that to keep up with our attack. Oh yeah. So what you guys think? You could go ahead.
So Liverpool attack. Salah is not it for me for now. The person I'm scared of is Diaz. He's the one I'm worried about. However, I feel like we got some dogs to deal with him from the side that he's playing from, right? Now, Salah's issue wouldn't have been an issue if Cucurella was playing. Now
Yeah.
he's out. The good news is we have an equal or kind of like for like type guy who might more likely replace him, which is it Viega?
Vega. Mhm.
Viega might be the one, covering. And I think he will do a great job. But I don't know whether he will be able to match Salah as far as like the speed and tracking him and all of that. But I know when it comes to tackling him and handling him, he'll put somebody on him. That I know he will. But I don't know, the speed wise, I don't know who's gonna handle him on that side. But for me, that's my biggest fear. And then obviously in the middle, yeah, that and the set pieces is scary for me as well. But other than that, I think it's going to be a good balanced game. We complement each other, and I think it's going to be fun. May the best team and the lucky team win.
All right, Edwin, what you think? What you think about the matchup?
So Liverpool has the best defense in the league right now. They've considered, I think, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Which means if the chances come our way, we need to put them away with clinical fashion. Secondly, I think Jota is a menace. He's a menace for our team. Like I always talk to you guys about how I think our midfield does not provide protection enough for defense. Like players that can do like that half striker, half attacking mid, the way Jota does it, and can just be around and you don't see him, and the next time you see him, he's up there in front of you. He is a menace, and he's like one guy that he's like you don't know what is special about him, but he gets it done. And Chelsea has the kind of defense that can easily give that lapse, and that is the one place that I don't, because I know that Diaz is a dog. He's on form right now, so I know that Gusto and the guys there would deal with him. Now I wonder if Maresca may try to pull like a page out of Poch's book, and maybe instead of playing Vega, he moves Colwell to the left, and then he brings in Tosin as well to partner Fofana, so that they can have like a 3 that deal with those guys. Or he may opt to have Vega, and so that Vega can do the left back / the inverted left back. So it's going to be a very exciting setup there. I think Salah is still Salah. I'm very surprised that you're saying that, because the man is still having an assist and a goal almost every game. So
That's all they got on the team. What else would he do? I mean, I seen him kind of like get lost out of games. So for me, I'm looking at that as well. I'm not saying that like the Salah that we knew, right? That's all I'm saying. Like what he was producing maybe a couple years ago is not the same thing, right? But he's doing his thing. I'm not maybe I stand corrected the way I put it out. I just, if you notice, I only picked a couple and left it as that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, Salah isn't. No, he is still a problem, because Liverpool is still playing that ping pong style of play that I call it. Get a ball, boom, to the wings. They're still doing the same stuff. So if you're doing inversion and you're not careful, that guy is gone, and we can't catch him. So I think
with this matchup, my big fear is the inverted fullbacks, because against a team like this, if you blink too long, they're gone.
Be done.
If you blink just a second too long, they're gone. So that whoever's role it is to be inverting for this game needs to be very careful. And it's probably going to be Vega if he plays left back. Leaving Salah alone.
What about the middle, though? I mean, look.
So in the middle, like Edwin was saying, how Jota can drop down, and I feel like with Caicedo's form right now, he can control the midfield.
Right.
as long as he has help from. And I heard when I read somewhere that Enzo might not start because he came back late from South
Yeah,
America.
that might be the reason they drop him. That's what I was about to say.
So yeah, if he came back late and then he's tired or whatever, they might not start him. If Lavia starts, that would be good. It will be okay because he's had enough rest. I hope he's training right to give good his good passes and all of that. But with like them just penetrating the middle, I don't think it would be a big problem if Caicedo is just on top of his game. I feel like he can do that job. He can be that sweeper right in front of the defense. So I don't think Jota will be that much of a problem if Caicedo is on top
He
of
said
his game.
if. Okay,
If
now Caicedo has a companion in that midfield right now. You heard of that guy Ryan Gravenberch?
yes,
He is on fire right now too, and he's controlling things very nicely.
yes.
So
But I'll
I'm
tell
just
you
saying
what though,
he's gonna have a lot of work.
Ryan, with Ryan, he has the same role as Caicedo on the Liverpool team in the sense that he's not really an offensive midfielder. He just kind of sit back, does the dirty sweeping work, and find somebody else. So most of the time, he'll do the dirty sweeping work and find maybe Soboslai or who's the other one they have,
McAllister.
McAllister, to do the distribution. But then when they have other teams that like just open up for them to play, do whatever they want, that's when he moves up. But I don't think he would have that freedom against us. So we'll see. My biggest fear is there in inverted fullbacks because against a team
For
like
what
this,
it's
like I
worth,
said,
I don't think Maresca has really done that as much as he was trying to do during the games in the U.S. In the regular PL games, he rarely does that. It's like very like it's very like quick, and then they're back into the place. It's not like as you saw it during the
yeah,
U.S. tour. It was like the U.S.
as
tour was
long
like
as
that's all they were doing. Invert. Now they're at
as long as
least
the
helping it
defense is
out.
disciplined, as long as the defense is disciplined, I think we'll be fine.
So who do you think starts in the attack? Do you think Nani gets dropped?
He's not gonna drop
No,
him just like that.
Nani is good. Well, I hope Nani starts because Nani will eat Robertson alive.
Is he fit?
Yeah,
Who, Robertson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because the last time they played, I know Simicast was the one playing, so I'm not sure if Robertson is
Yeah,
fit.
but Robertson came on to play.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think it was just like rotation, just one of those random rotations, but he's fine.
they don't have
But yeah,
anybody out, right?
Um,
not that I know
they have
of.
the goalie. Allison is out for about a month.
And
Did he not play in the last game?
He got
yeah,
hurt.
he's out. He's actually out. So
Okay.
it's actually longer than a month, isn't it?
It is? Oh well.
I think he's gonna be out longer than that.
Yeah, so I feel like our attack is going to be the same guys, Nani, Sancho, which Sancho needs to make use of his time on the ball because Trent is going to be lost in the midfield 8 out of 10 times. He's going to go up and try to be like they invert also with Trent a lot of times. So he's going to go up and try to be a midfielder and spray all his passes, and he's not super quick. Sancho needs to like take advantage of that, move the ball, and shoot when you have the chance. Not
A
always
couple
wait
of
for that.
nutmegs, please. I mean, that's all, man. He gonna eat a few of them.
Yo, what if though? What if a curveball? What if because of the way Trent plays, Maresca is like, I'm gonna throw in Woodrick.
No, I don't know.
You do what?
Don't even say that.
Bro, with
Bro.
the speed, you can't teach
No.
speed.
This is
Actually,
not
we
track
go
and
to
field.
Anfield, right?
You what?
We playing away, right?
Yeah.
Their field is I think is wider.
It is.
Not. I mean, it's okay. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll like as
2-0.
long as everybody just brings their A game. It will be a good game. It will be a great game. a great game. With that being said, what would you guys think of the score prediction? Edwin, you could go ahead on this one.
All right. So I've been thinking about this all week.
What? Man,
Yeah.
get some rest.
Because all right, you so I had this crazy dream that Maresca played all of his attackers and
Mhm.
only played like I think Moises as the midfielder. Everybody else was like attacker. So it was like 4-1 and then 5
Man, you be
attackers
playing
playing.
FIFA in your head, bro.
Bro, I woke up and I was like, dude, why are you thinking about this, man? So
Hey, in that style, did he win?
I
In the
woke
dream?
up. My alarm clock woke me up before the game was over.
Oh
Yeah,
man!
that's good.
And
Because it
did
would have
you
been bad.
did,
It would have been a bad game.
did you check if you peed yourself?
This man, but so I looked at our record with Liverpool, and it's mostly draws. Like the past 10 games, there's like a lot of draws. But I know that Liverpool won the last game, and prior to that, Chelsea won the 1-0 during the COVID time. I think that was like Mason Mount's go at I want to say Anfield, I think. So, but it was I think like 2020, 2021. So it's been a while since we've beaten them, and I would love a win. But I have a feeling it's going to be one of those 2-2 draws.
Okay. Right.
2-1
What you got?
Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
I
what
see
honestly. That's
2-1. Right? Look, I see 2-1. I don't want to sound like them. Them fetish priests and stuff like that. But I kind of like see 2-1. But I can't tell for sure where the 2-1 goes. But in order to be biased, I would say 2-1 to Chelsea.
Okay. I love it.
yeah. Honestly, this guy I work with in my office, he's a Man City fan. So this whole week he's been bothering me. Every time he sees me, he's like, "Oh, so Chelsea, Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool." Every time I tell him, I'm like, "Chelsea's winning this game by 1 goal. It's either going to be 1-0 or 2-1."
Or 3-1. Or 4-3. Or yeah.
He said he's
No.
winning by 1 goal, bro. Keep up.
We're not gonna score more than 2 goals. But I'm leaning more towards Chelsea win 2-1. Because our defense, they're gonna have that one moment in the game where they do what they do and let one go in.
Yo,
But
hey,
yeah,
I
2-1
just thought
for me.
of this weird, like we go in a game and all of a sudden every ball that we hit is entering that net, and we whip them 6-1.
You need to wake up from this dream.
Look, this might
It's
actually be.
nighttime. It's nighttime, but you're daydreaming.
Look, it might be that. It's going to be a score line that a lot of people are not going to expect. That's all I want to say. In fact, I changed my 2-1. It's a score line a lot of people are not going to expect.
So what is it then?
I can't tell. But it's going to be a beautiful score line that nobody expects. Like,
Who
out
wins?
of nowhere, like you probably see a 4-1, a 6-1,
We're
5-1.
scoring them 6-1.
See,
But
I'm leaning.
to add to my 2-1 prediction, though, I feel like whoever wins this game is gonna win the league.
Chelsea.
Whoever wins this game is gonna win the league.
Bro, this is music to my ears because I cannot stand City winning again. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
music to your nuts.
Manchester City is not winning this league. I promise you that. I would not have Arsenal win either. So it's Chelsea or Liverpool. Whoever wins this game.
We want to talk about Arsenal. Those guys are not winning any league until after Chelsea win again. It's not gonna happen. Let's just say it now. It's not gonna happen. When you're a loser, you're a loser. It will not change. Like look, there are some things that don't change. This we talk about back in the days. We talk about over 20 years ago when he did something amazing, right? It hasn't been done in the past couple decades. It hasn't been done. They don't fit in. They don't fit in. It's not gonna work. It don't matter what they do. It's not gonna work. I know we're not talking about Arsenal, but they happen to be our sidekicks. So once in a while, you gotta take a shot at them.
Well, let's hope the stars align correctly and Chelsea comes out with a victory on Sunday. Dr. D, once again, please do not watch the game at church, please.
Yo, you guys just convinced me. I'm changing my scoreline now.
No, you did it.
I'm changing now. I'm changing now. Y'all just convinced me.
Okay, what is it?
First, I was going for a 2-2,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm going to go for a 3-2. Chelsea. I don't see a way where Chelsea don't score. I also don't see a way like a game where Liverpool does not score, right? However, I cannot tell how it would work out with Cuckoo out. So I'm a little bit iffy on that.
Let me tell you, our man of the match is going to be Sanchez. I'll tell you that right now for free. Our man of the match is going to be
That's
Sanchez.
not good, bro. That's heart attack.
Hey, no, it's fine. He's gonna save us. We're gonna be on the edge of the couch of the sofa and almost pee our pants, but Sanchez is gonna save us.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a live watch. I'll send the link on Sunday, and then anybody want to join, we can all celebrate or cry together, whichever one it is.
All right. Well,
Hey, ain't no crying up in here, man. We're gonna win it. Don't worry about it. If I do watch it, we're gonna lose though. So I'm gonna try not to watch it.
I know.
Stop
Please
it.
do not watch that, church. Please.
Bro, stop it.
Unless you're home. If something happens and your pastor gives you the day off and you're
Nah, man, Elder has to be at church. It
I
could be
have
a
to
church,
be
though.
there, man. I have to show up. What was the kickoff? Is it 11:30?
I actually don't even know. Let me check real quick.
All right, guys. Well, it was fun talking to you guys. And then we're going to have some fun watching the game. It's going to be a great game. Chelsea's going to be victorious.
Yes,
See you
all right.
guys for the next